Hey everyone, welcome back to IIT and Education channel. Today we shall look into the chapter Agriculture. What are crops? So as a part of it we will first see what is the meaning of crop. Okay, so only if you understand what is a crop then you can go into the concept of agriculture. Okay, so what are crops? Crops are the plants that people grow to eat or use. Farmers grow crops in big fields and these plants provide food like fruits, vegetables, grains and more. So a crop refers to plants grown in large numbers on a plot of land during a particular season. There are different types of crops such as food crops, cash crops, animal feed crops. So what did you understand with all this? Yes, crops are the plants that people grow to eat or use. And farmers, what do? They grow crops in big fields in a large number. Okay, so that they'll get fruits, vegetables, grains and more. So, what is a crop overall? Those are the plants grown in large numbers on a plot of land. It means that just a land, okay, during a particular season. There are different types of crops. What are those? Food crops. Food crops are wheat, rice, corn, vegetables that we eat, right? These are used for us to get energy, right? Next, cash crops. What are the cash crops? These are like cotton or coffee which are sold to make money. Okay. Next, animal feed crops like alfalfa or corn which animals eat. So these are the types of crops. Okay. Each farmer may adopt a particular food crop like either food crop, cash crops or animal feed crops or a mix of it, right? Like food crops and animal feed crops, cash crops and animal feed crops, because only if that is done and when everything is in sync, then the art of agriculture comes in. Okay, in agriculture there are many things that have to be handled so that the crop that is being developed by the farmer will be of right use. Okay, got it? So the crops with the art of agriculture means that what is agriculture? First of all, agriculture is the science and practice, right? Science and practice. So the crops with the art of agriculture, you will get a good production. Okay, production of crops. Okay, next. What is agriculture? Is the science and practice of growing crops and raising animals to produce food, clothing and other products. Okay, so when you have to just think, if you have to grow a plant, single plant, one plant in your balcony, okay, what will you do? You will have to see that there is adequate light, sunlight, right? Adequate sunlight and adequate water is supplied, and you will see that there is proper nutrition. It means the soil there is fertile, and apart from that, what will you do? You will try to see that there are no pests, right? Pests are not infecting the plant, right? You will have to see these many things for a single plant. Now imagine the farmer has to take care of so many plants there, right? He has a big crop to see on. So without any scientific techniques and proper practices, you think it is easy for a farmer to take care of all the plants at a time? Right, he may be sleeping, and while he is sleeping so many animals would come, right? He has to take some steps, measures, so that he can prevent the animals from entering into his field and spoiling all the crops, right? So for everything there needs to be a certain set of steps that have to be followed. Okay, so this science of, what is it? This science, and perhaps it is also art too. Okay, so the science of steps that needs to be taken, right, for the farmer to get a good production of crop is called as agriculture. Okay, so you need not delve this deeper into the term agriculture. It is as simple as agriculture is the science and practice of growing crops and raising animals to produce food, clothing and other products. Just think, see, is it about only growing crops? No, it is also about raising animals, right? So you have to remember this, that it's not only about growing crops, it is also about raising animals. This point is important. This all is for your understanding. Okay, it's everything farmers do to grow plants and take care of animals like cows, chickens and sheep. So the practice of growing crops on a large scale in the fields is called as agriculture. What is it? The practice of growing crops on a large scale in the fields is called agriculture. Agriculture involves several processes which are essential for the healthy growth of crops. As I have mentioned, there should always be a set of steps, right? Only then you can do everything right. So, why is first of all agriculture important? We will see that. Food production. Agriculture gives us food we eat every day like bread, fruits and vegetables. Clothing. Plants like cotton and animals like sheep are grown to make clothes. Animal care. Farmers raise animals for milk, meat, eggs and other products. Economy. Agriculture is important for jobs and for producing food that can be sold. Okay, these are self-explanatory. I need not get deeper into that. Okay, in short, crops are the plants we grow and agriculture is the big job of growing those crops and raising animals to provide us with food, clothes and more. Okay. So what are the processes involved in agriculture? First step is preparing the soil, and this is also called as ploughing. Farmers prepare the soil by ploughing the field using the bullocks or tractors. Ploughing turns and loosens the soil, making it more suitable for crop growth. Loose soil allows the roots to penetrate deep and absorb nutrients efficiently. Okay, so what is the function of ploughing? It helps the roots to penetrate better, right? What does it do? Ploughing means, first of all, what is the meaning of ploughing? It means that preparation of the soil, as in loosening up the soil, right? So loosening up the soil is called as ploughing. And what function does it serve? It will help roots to penetrate into the soil so that they can absorb the nutrients efficiently. What does it do? Absorb the nutrients efficiently. So the first step always in the process of agriculture would be what? Yes, ploughing, right? Then after ploughing, what happens? Adding manure or fertilizers. The soil have to be fertile for any plant to grow. This you know, right? Until and unless the soil is fertile, then it means that the soil has to have the important essential minerals for the plant's growth. Okay. So what is the meaning of being fertile? It means that the soil should have essential minerals, right? So until and unless it has these essential minerals, the plant won't grow. Okay. So over time what happens? Because of the continuous cropping, the fertility of the soil reduces. So to increase the fertility of the soil, manure and fertilizers that provide essential nutrients for the plant growth needs to be added to the soil. Okay, so this is very important step. Without this, you cannot expect your production to be good enough. Okay, so what the farmers do in order to maintain the soil fertility that will be usually depleted as you put more crop on the soil, what do? They will add either natural manure or chemical fertilizers. Okay, next. So next is what? Sowing seeds. What did we see? What is the first step? Yes, you are shouting from there, I can hear. Ploughing, right? What is the next step? Adding natural manure or chemical fertilizers. For what? To increase natural manure or chemical fertilizers. For what? To increase the fertility of the soil, right? So next step would be what? Sowing the seeds. The next step is sowing healthy and good quality seeds. See, the farmer always will be on run in order to find the good quality of seeds, right? He will put all his efforts to do every step so properly so that his produce would be good enough for commercial exploitation. What is the meaning of that? It means that farmer will try to acquire good quality seeds so that whatever benefits he get would be good enough, like the produce he gets will be good enough, and only if it is good enough he can go out in the market and sell it, right? And only after selling it he will get the money so that he can feed his family, and later he can use the rest to again grow another crop, again go with his agricultural pursuit, right? So these are the steps in it. So sowing can be done either manually by placing seeds in the grooves made by the farmers, or by using machines called as seed drills. Okay, so they will make some grooves like this, and in the grooves they will place the seeds, okay, in an appropriate distance. You know that, right? Over cluttering in one place of all the seeds, they will struggle, the seeds will struggle to get the enough space, and eventually they won't be successful in their development into the plant. So the adequate distance has to be maintained, and this will be ensured by the farmer. Okay, and manually, this can be done either manually or using the machines called as seed drills. These are called as the seed drill machines. Okay, when they take it, they'll get this line, right? In this line they will put the seeds. Seed drills ensure that seeds are evenly distributed and planted at the correct depth. Okay, so see, these are evenly distributed, the distance between this and this and this, everything will be same, right? And the depth will also be same. So this is a mechanical way. It means that we use machine to help us with sowing the seeds. Okay, so what is the next thing? Okay, they are done with sowing the seeds too. The other step is irrigation. What is irrigation? Irrigation is process of watering the crops regularly. Yes, it is always said that when you plant, you should water them, right? When you plant a, what do you call, seed, until and unless you water them, that won't become a plant, right? So it is so important to find the ways and means of getting this properly done. Okay, so there are modern techniques. It's like, see, if you have to take a bucket and put water to every plant, and if it is a very large field, think that you have to work morning, you have to start working from morning 4 and you have to do it till night. Even then you won't be able to cover half of the field, right? So the people have developed new methods in order to get this done easily. Okay, particularly this is very much relevant. These modern methods are very much relevant in the big or large fields. Okay, for the large fields it is like not at all possible for farmer to reach every crop's need, every plant's need, right? So for that, these methods like sprinklers and drip irrigation, okay, which not only conserve the water but also help in distribution, efficient distribution. Okay, efficient distribution and conserving the water. So two purposes are done, and apart from that, it is like easier way too, right? So there are so many advantages of these modern methods of irrigation. Adequate water supply is crucial for the healthy growth of crops, and here you can see this. What is this? This is drip irrigation. There will be a pipe and the water will be running through the pipe, and at what do you call, optimal distances, you will have holes here so that the water will be dripping from here. Okay, here the water will be running, and wherever there are holes the water will drip from it. What is this called as? Drip irrigation. What is it? Yes, drip irrigation. And how about this? These are sprinklers. See, they will be like, they will be moving, they'll just sprinkle the water from here, okay, and these will be placed in the field at some distances so that all the area will be covered. Okay, these will be usually moving like this round and it will cover large area. What is this called as? Sprinklers. Okay. Next, so we have seen about irrigation. Next, we have to go for protecting the crops. Crops must be protected from what? From weeds. What are weeds? Weeds are the unwanted plants. And pests. Pests are what? Insects or organisms that harm the crops. Okay, so you should always take steps to protect the crops from what? From weeds and pests. This is a great duty and great burden on the farmer. He struggled to protect his crop, right? Because he will put so much of amount on the field, like on the crops, and he will spend so much amount in bringing up every equipment and everything the field needs for his agriculture to be carried in a good manner. And when these weeds and pesticides come and attack his crop, it's like very difficult for him to bring in the good produce, right? So he will take lots of steps to protect his crop from these weeds and pests. Okay, farmers spray chemicals like herbicides for weeds and pesticides to safeguard their crops. So the answer for his this one is, for his problem is herbicides and pesticides. Herbicides help them protect their crops from the weeds, and pesticides help the farmers to protect their crop from the pests. Okay, so apart from this, what are all these herbicides and pesticides? Are the chemicals. Okay, so if at all the farmer wants to go for organic farming methods, there are also some methods, some standard methods, and that will be a very other big topic. Essentially, we will be touching upon it at the end of this chapter, or maybe in the next slide or so. And there I will just give you a gist of organic farming. But this topic is a very important topic, and these days people are giving more importance for the organic farming methods. Okay, and as I have mentioned, those methods are like very different from just simply using the chemicals. Okay, chemicals is like you will just buy it from a shop and spray it on the crop, right? But these organic farming methods is like they have to put so much of efforts in order to raise the crops in an organic way, and that is the very reason the organically raised crop or agriculture will be costlier, right? Will be more expensive as compared to the normally raised crop. Okay, next is harvesting. What is it? Once the crops are fully grown, they are cut and collected, which is called as harvesting. Harvesting can be done manually or using machines called as harvesters. Okay, what are harvesters? Harvesters are the machines that collects the crop. Okay, first of all, harvesting means once they are fully grown, they are cut and collected. This process is called as harvesting, and it can be done either manually or using the machines called as harvesters, right? Harvesters is an umbrella term. It means that it involves many types of machines, right? Just to give an example, give some examples. What I do is I can mention about silage harvester, and potato harvester, cotton harvester. Okay, there are different types of harvesters. And as the science and technology increases, people develop newer machines that will be of help for the human being, right? So apart from harvester, the like this harvester, after that the newer technology called as combine has come, combine harvester. Okay, what it does the work of harvester plus something else. Okay, what is the something else? Overall, the combine harvester, what it does is it helps in cutting, okay, and threshing. Threshing means separating the grain from the chaff or husk. And apart from that, winnowing. What is winnowing? Winnowing means cleaning the grain by removing the what do you call husk and debris. Okay, now so we have mentioned about the harvester. and we have even seen about the combine harvester, what it does, right? So I will mention here, I am unable to find some space. So about combine harvester, I don't think this is important for you, but it's okay to learn, right? So what it does, it does cutting, threshing and winnowing, right? Okay. And next is storing the crops. Oh, fine. Now you have got the crop, right? Now what is the other important thing? You have to store the crop so that it won't get damaged by the germs and pests. And even this is a very big thing for a farmer, right? So the crops have to be stored in dry and well ventilated places. Okay? So the next topic is crop rotation. We will look into this in the next video. Bye. See you.